Alright, so a quick update on the activity I've been undertaking to hit my 10k income challenge, which I launched last month. I said I'd give you regular updates, so I thought maybe one a month would be enough. I've not been idle by any means, but before coming onto YouTube, where I've made one big behind the scenes decision, I've also got a couple of other things to mention. So let's start with the day job. Now I work, as I have done for the last 20 years or so, as a one-man consultancy business in the digital systems field. I deliver big programs for large organisations who need some help. In June, I did my normal work in that area, and that actually already earns me my target money. But you'll remember that I'm looking to try and switch the income earning away from that sphere over the next maybe 9 or 10 months or so. Anyway, the good news is that in that field, my income levels are holding up nicely and buying me the time to look at the other things like YouTube and stuff like that. So a second area that I've been active in recently and throughout June is the whole newsletter field. Now I haven't mentioned this before because I really see this almost like relaxation for me. I write about almost anything that comes into my head. Last month, for example, I wrote about the way we all used to have storage areas in our attics and junk somewhere in our houses. And in fact, that's now the same in the online sort of virtual world. So I took a tour around my digital junkyard, if you like. So if you fancy a look at that, it's at workingalternative.co.uk. There'll be a link down in the description below. Why not subscribe? People have said some quite kind things about it, and it could be worth a look, even if it's only to give you ideas about your own newsletter if you're thinking of doing that sort of thing. So the thing about this is, I really do it just for relaxation. I'm not considering ways in which I could make use of it for revenue generation. In June, I posted 4 newsletters to my small band of followers. I've concentrated so far on finding a way to get the thing going, and I've not pushed it at all to try and increase subscriber count or anything like that. But this month I'll be asking my subscribers to share the latest video. In fact, the one this week is possibly one of my best so far, so have a look, workingalternative.co.uk, link below. I'll be covering newsletters in more depth in an upcoming video, so look out for that. So that's 2 areas of activity in June, and let's come on to YouTube. Okay, well, I posted 8 videos in June, which is the activity level of 2 a week, which I've been maintaining now for the past 5 months or so. I'm into a reasonable routine and I can maintain this level of activity pretty easily because I have a process in place now which has removed the sort of friction from the filming and editing process about as much as you can. In fact, my most popular video last month was about how I get my home studio set up and ready to go really quickly, and how I've worked out some shortcuts that save me time in editing and uploading as well. That video is on the channel. Results, I'm afraid, stay firmly on the rubbish side though in terms of views and subscribers. So I've taken a decision and made a change. So vidIQ. I'm sure you will have seen, if you're interested in the YouTube creator world, you'll have seen their name. Well, a couple of weeks ago they were offering a one-to-one coaching scheme with a discount for the first month. So to shake things up a bit, I've started with them. Costs about £80 for the first month and then double that afterwards, which I'm willing to invest if it moves the dial a bit on the growth of the channel. So this is actually the first paid assistance I've used at all on this channel, and it'll be an interesting exercise to get some feedback on what I'm doing and ways in which things can improve. So far, I've had a daily video exchange with Aidan, the coach, and we're talking the channel generally and taking it forward from first principles. Early days, but the exercise has proved enlightening from the point of view of checking out the channel's reason for existence, target market, etc, etc. I'll keep you posted as we go forward and give you some feedback if you're thinking of doing it as well. Meanwhile, I'll continue to post my 2 videos a week anyway. It's fair to say there has been a slight uptick in the number of videos, likes and subscriptions over the last month or so, which gives hope that if I persevere I may yet get this thing off the ground. There's no getting over the fact though that my experience shows that the much publicised sort of fast starters on YouTube are inevitably outliers, and in reality it's a question of perseverance and learning the way forward. It's just taking time, but I guess that when you get a little bit older, you recognise that the freebies are few in this life, and normally hard work is the main component of success. So we continue. And finally, as an antidote to that kind of downbeat assessment of YouTube, I thought I'd share how things can work out if you adopt a really entrepreneurial mindset across your whole sort of day-to-day life. I've had 3 instances of potential income generation appear in the last week alone. So as I mentioned, I work as a freelance digital consultant, and I spend a lot of my time on Teams calls talking to other consultants and things like that. One of the people I'm working with regularly at the moment, who actually lives about 150 miles away from me, mentioned that his firm is doing a lot of bid work these days. They're feeling the pressure to keep the quality of their bids up. My ears pricked up immediately, and cutting a long story short, we're looking at ways in which I can help them out. So that's one. Secondly, and this is a great example of never dropping the entrepreneurial antenna, I was at a gig at the weekend and I got talking to a neighbour of mine. He's a director of a sort of rapidly expanding software house, but I didn't know until we started talking at this gig that in fact the software they have is in an area quite close to what I do. There may just be some joint activities that we can do, and that definitely needs some more investigation, so I'm arranging a meeting with him. And finally, I've been approached several times this week by agencies wondering if I would do work for them in my current digital consultancy field. Now, I'm not following this stuff up at the moment because, as I said at the top of this video, I'm concentrating on opening up something new here at the moment, and taking on business in my current field isn't where I want to spend my time. But it's good to know that the business is there if I need it. So, on that positive note, I'm going to get back to Aidan, my YouTube coach now, who's just asked me to sum up my channel in a banner sentence, which is challenging. I'll keep you posted and see how this goes, and you may be able to see the changes as they happen in real time. I'll see you soon, and oh, don't forget please, hit the subscribe button. Got to move that dial somehow. Thanks.